I haven't been doing much diving lately. The weather this time of year isn't the best. Those easterly winds hit the coast, they pick the swell up and they dirty the water. I was lucky enough a couple of weeks ago to get in twice. We made the most of it and I came home with some decent fish both times. I'm also doing a lot more diving out the boat with the boys, a few different crews, some deeper diving on the offshore reefs up the coast, and my 1.2 gun just wasn't cutting it anymore. I needed something bigger with a lot more power that could cover the distance in open water on a long shot and still have enough kick to punch through some pretty big fish, potentially a marlin. So at this stage I went for a 1.1 roller gun. It's an absolute cannon to load, and after the first time I used it I was sore for a week. I also have some pretty big plans for the next couple of months. Potentially I want to shoot my first Spanish mackerel or even a wahoo, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed for that. I'm Drew from Man Alive, let's do it. That was super cool. Another day, early start out in the boat this morning with the boys. The flag dropped at 8 o'clock, left Shoaley ramp for the big fish comp today. Got to be back at the ramp by 2 for the weigh-in. So hopefully we're going to get a big marlin on board in that time. Hopefully our kings will do the job for us. Either way, the weather's not too bad. The swell isn't too bad. There's patches of clear water, so we're just going to jump in and see how we go. And we're in. Motor in neutral. Cool. This is the first time I'm in the water with my new gun. I can't wait to pull the trigger and see how this feels.
Hell, I missed that. No, he was in range. Totally missed it. Okay. I thought I got it too.
That's not a good start. It was a quick reload. The fish were still hanging around, so I took a second drop to give this another go.
I'm missing them, Jay. You missed another one? Yeah, I don't know whether my gun's shooting high or low. Yeah. I think that's what it is, because, mate, I should have had 2. Wow, look at the rays.
I hadn't finished reloading yet when I looked down and seen a couple of 100 rays gliding beneath us. It was an incredible sight. I've never seen it before, so I took a dive for a closer look.
Wow, that was cool.
Back on board for a bit of fuel and to check this gun out before we hit the next reef.
You see the hammerheads? Yeah. Couple of them?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Sometimes it's disappointing. You see some pretty amazing things and the GoPro just doesn't pick it up, which is exactly what's happened here. No time to waste though. The kings have come back around and I need to get a fish in the boat.
Go on, Jay. He fought, he got off.
So I've just jumped out and I have clean missed 2 kings. They weren't real big, maybe around 10 kilos, but totally missed them, which is, I haven't done that before, so I can only put it down to it's the gun, my new gun that's shooting high. I shot a third one, fought him for a couple of minutes and then he got off, so I'm a bit disappointed about that. But the boys are in at the moment, so I'm just waiting for one of them to jump back in. We've got 3 kings in the boat, and then I'll jump in and see if I can get myself one. Now of course the main goal is to always try and come home with a feed of fresh seafood, but when I stumble across these pockets where the ocean is just doing its thing, I can't help but take a moment and just take it in.
Isaac! Isaac! I will get you to put one in his head if you could. I've only top shot him. Can you put one in his head?
So by placing a second shaft into the fish, we've ensured it didn't break free. My shot was still definitely high, and with Isaac getting some muzzle wrap, it skew-whiffed his gun for a couple of pretty ordinary place shots. Either way, we still managed to get the fish into the boat and not let it swim off injured, which is never a good outcome.
Yeah, my line's going under the lines. Yeah, man.
There was no time to waste. Any fish over that 15 kilo mark and I'd stop at one. But with the king still in the area and the average fish size today around that 10 to 12 kilo mark, I lined up on my second target. A second shot quickly put the fish out of its misery, and I got my second fish on board for the day.
Not a monster, but at least I've got a fish.
Alright, so we've just moved spots to come to our second spot. My new gun is definitely shooting high. We come to our second spot, I started aiming lower and instantly I plugged 2 fish. It's been a good day. We decided to put some chum in the water to entice these kings to come back in. It didn't take long before the boys were on and I was repaying the favour, plugging with a headshot to secure that fish. Next up, it's Jay's turn. He's pinned himself a really nice king. Unfortunately, I wasn't there to catch it on film, but still managed some pretty cool shots from below. The next 20 minutes of the day was without doubt the most rewarding. We all had good fish in the boat. There was no need to pull the trigger. We kept diving on this school just with the intent to film and swim with these amazing fish.
That's crazy, man. They're following you up.
Wow, that was cool. That's a nice feeling to be able to dive down and swim with a school of huge kings. They come within range, I could shoot them, but I've already got two in the boat, so I just watched them. That was super cool. I chased kings for so many years and wanted to shoot them so bad. So to finally just be in the water with them and swim with them and not worry about pulling the trigger, even though they're not much further than arm's length. That's just a really cool experience. We're looking for cobia now. Cobia, marlin. Just trying to target a different species. We've got enough kings in the boat. We didn't shoot any more fish that day. It wasn't long after this we headed in, but it definitely went down as a couple of the more memorable days I've spent in the water. Our boat didn't take out any prizes, but I can't complain and come home with a esky full of fresh seafood. Have we done enough, mate? I did a quick fillet at the boat ramp, bagged up a dozen or so double-sized meals, shared half of it between family and friends, ate fresh fish for 2 days, and froze enough for the next month. I couldn't be happier.
Lovely.
What about that? You normally take.
So if you like what you see, hit the like, subscribe and that notifications bell for all my future content. Leave me a comment. Don't forget to check out some of my other videos. I'm Drew from Man Alive. I'll catch you on the next one.